This video is about true love and why other people aren't capable of it. Some might consider this a fact-based perspective. One way or another, it is one way to describe what's going on, even if scientists are mistaken about these chemicals and the way the brain responds chemically to what people believe is love. So basically, no one else has true love and no one else is capable of true love. True love is God. What they consider love in America is bitch shit. The American argument is all love is equal. Why do I say this? Because they say all people are created equal. The idea of morals and fairness of vote are obviously connected. You know, should we live in a society where a bunch of evil people with no love in their hearts have the same say as moral people with love in their hearts? They tackle this argument in a very despicable, snake-like way and obviously misrepresent, the truth, okay, by saying all people are equal, and that it's self-evident, right? It's utter stupidity. Leave it to a bunch of pirates that have colonized a place to make such a pitiful argument. Okay, why avoid the validity of the gay love argument on top of that? Why isn't the right saying, hey, love doesn't win, that isn't love? What we see from the mainstream right, in fact, is avoidance of this argument, and they use scripture to say this is wrong or whatever, or they avoid it. I've been researching this issue for quite some time. The people who argue that gay love is not love on the right are few and far between. They avoid this argument. Okay. So why avoid it? Because they don't want this sort of assured mutual destruction in the minds of people. As they start taking shots at each other, people are going to start thinking why their forms of love are wrong. They're going to say things like the right wing is a racist, fake love. It is a colonialist mentality, fake love. It is a privileged, denial-based mentality that they have. Therefore, they're in denial that they don't have love. The right is going to say about the left that these people, it's unnatural for gays to have love and things of this nature, right? They're going to start to explore this more and more, and it's going to pinpoint the fact that neither side has love, nor does neither side allow anyone to team up with them that has true love, okay? Because obviously, if you truly have love, you're in the repetition of truth, right? The way, the truth, and the life. The way to what? God is love. The spirit of righteousness, right? Righteousness, love as God. The way to it is truth and truly living your life by not being in the repetition of playing stupid, accepting the mark of the beast, the trademark, the marketing, the remark, and that has to do with political nonsense as well. So this article I'm going to post at the end, it explores dopamine, okay? It explores the parts of the brain that have to do with risk-taking, controlling anger, and they talk about a link between what people think is love and obsessive-compulsive disorder. Also, the part of the brain has to do with physical pain. And they talk about serotonin, say raw tonin, right? Your ability to tell the truth about the martial art order, for example, is partially determined, is partially connected to, one way or another, your serotonin levels. Okay. So, for example, when I used to be very sad, I didn't truly think about who I was. I'm sad. I was drinking in the park, and I wasn't focused on how important I am, and I had this kind of sort of misguided sense, purposely misguided, mind you, I was wallowing in self-pity, sense of females are going to care about me, right? Putting the hoe in hopeful, right? They were too busy whoring themselves to fake love and social norms to ever come to my rescue. I'd say, hey, I'm a handsome guy at the park drinking. Eventually, I'm going to talk to some chick or something like this is going to happen. It's going to come to a head. I'm on the internet all the time on top of that, mind you. Okay. Never happened. Okay. There was no avenue for me to find a suitable helper because females are shallow. That's why other people don't have true love, because females are shallow, okay? And obviously the gays and the true martial art love is not compatible. That's why they come up with their own types of martial arts, right? Key backwards, right, is IQ, okay? So it goes back to Ki, the Sumerian earth deity. So when we look at Eros, it used to be this kind of ancient form of quote-unquote love, which was really fake love, right? It is a rape called culture. Okay, so it's basically a couple people out of shape in Greece, right? Kind of in the being misled by mages and sages, right? People who deal in chemistry and psychology, right? Psyche, one of the deities. and they're fooling everybody about the nature of reality. They're listening to females that they would give substances to that would cause them to hallucinate, and they would hear voices or something like this, right? Something to this effect, and then they would start to prophesy. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. It takes focus to understand love, and this article basically is spelling it out for you. It's saying the reason why these people are having trouble, if you read between the lines and get to the truth here, get to the core of this argument and the truth in it, and overlook the fucking Western propaganda, you get they don't focus effectively. And these things have everything to do with martial arts, right? Controlling anger. Okay? If you just come at somebody, rah, yelling, right? I can easily outmaneuver you, stab you 100 times, you know, right? You're done. Okay? So obviously I'm in reduced form, and they don't want me to make these arguments, and that's because they don't have love in their hearts. That's why they reduced my image in the first place. And I'm going to go ahead and put a picture of me at the end so you can tell the difference between my kind of flabby shape I'm in now and a very toned shape, going back to serotonin. C-ra-tone-in. And obviously I didn't wear glasses before. They blinded me, and they caused me to have breathing trouble. And it goes back to the lungs being shaped like the tree, right? The tree of life, right? You know, it caused me to have all kinds of problems with my eyes and breathing trouble, right? And went out of the way to say there's something wrong with me when they're the ones with no love in their heart, you know, who shun top martial artist hero and abuse him and his dad. Two parents are doctors. They both were abused by this country in their life. My mom was forced to drop out of medical school because she was dating a black doctor, you know, a black man. I'm not sure if he was a doctor at that time. So they're, you know, she was pregnant with my older brother, and they forced her to drop out of medical school. Obviously, you can imagine, you know, the time period my dad started off being a doctor, and he was a doctor for like over 30 years now or something. You can imagine that America gave him a hard time. Okay, America's a jealous, racist country that's petty as hell, that will never give someone like me a fair shake, so they can pretend that, you know, their crazed life is more normal, or whatever sick reason they have to do it, right? You know, God is righteousness and love. You can't remove righteousness on the highest level and allow for you or your descendants to have love. Okay? You can't cheat the most loving and the top martial artist. The heroes is the master at life, the master at martial arts, the master at love, the master at the martial arts principles, discipline, dedication, having the honor to know what to be dedicated to, and so on, determination. You can't cheat this guy and then turn around and have love. Okay? It doesn't work like that. Love comes down through the natural order to everyone else. If you cut it off, you know, you're cut off. And that's what they've done here. You know, again, you know, look at what they're saying. The brain function. I've been going over brain function now for quite some time. Hippocampus, I've been talking about the stratum, the thalamus, right? The amygdala, the cerebrum, the cerebellum, the motor cortex. I talked about how muscle movements and emotion and all these things are connected, and it's part of brain function when we see it scientifically in martial arts. That's why they even are exploring it with science, right? IMS in Santa Cruz, Integrated Martial Sciences, because it's, you know, they're scientific racists, and in order for them to truly effectively betray humanity and seal themselves in hell with their stupidity, jealousy, greed, and pathetic childishness and lack of masculinity and maturity and manhood, they need to cover up who I am, what the truth is and what I'm doing, cause me slurred speech with psych meds and covert drugging, use their MK Ultra kind of sciences to sabotage me. And you're out of your mind if you think in 2019 they leave a brain surgeon who's probably the top brain surgeon off the record, you know, alone, you know, his son, his namesake alone, when he had this top martial arts challenge, as physically fit as he was. And I'll put the pictures at the end, and you should fucking put it together from there. And obviously you can see my speech patterns start to change, right? This is what happens when I make a longer video. They make sure that I'm on record sounding a certain way, so sniveling fucking cheese dick ass fucking suburban pussies can say some troll ass bitch shit and try to pretend I'm crazy instead of manning up and telling the fucking truth. And then they end with that legacy. Boom! Manhood is gone. Okay? You can never be a man after that. You are the descendants of those who didn't stand with this guy after that. Manhood's gone. True love is gone. God's spirit is gone. Okay? That's what happens when you screen out the top martial arts. You're a fucking crazed lunatic. If you don't understand that. That's one of the top 3 things I'd say that I'm most sure about in life.